Yes, it was 5 past midnight. I mean, not quite as scary as midnight, but it was. This night it was especially scary.
Oh, why is that?
Sarah Jessica Parker and Robert
Oh.
De Niro have never worked together before.
Oh.
Excited they were, but they weren't going to be excited for very long.
Oh.
Sarah Jessica Parker used to whine and moan. Robert De Niro, he was having none of that.
Oh.
So he got out a broad machete.
Oh my
and
God.
I just leveled up to rank 50, promoted!
So Robert De Niro was having none of it. So he decided he'd throw a bachelorette party for Sarah Jessica Parker and all of her friends that starred in that one movie we know nothing about because we're guys and we don't watch our movies. So he was there. The cake was strawberry with chocolate icing as recipe for disaster. And then, oh my God, you have really pretty eyes. And then, in the midst of it all,
At the bachelorette party, hosted by no other than Seymour Black, they were all enjoying. Seymour. Oh God, what the hell's outside? Seymour Black, he owned a mansion in the middle of France.
Oh.
Which is the scariest part of France because the Gets usually come from.
Because you can't see the sea from France. And as we all know, the sea is where Godzilla comes out of. So if Godzilla comes out the sea, you go into the sea. But if you're in the middle of France and there's no sea, you can't hide from Godzilla. Continue.
Why do you have a pool table in the corridor? And he said, oh, I like to play my games.
I see. It all makes sense now. And then, just when things couldn't get any stranger, Shia LaBeouf walked in, and then people told him to leave, so he left. But then, the one and only Jack Black walked in, and he was like, why was Shia LaBeouf here? And they said, oh, you know, someone invited him by accident, and he couldn't say no, he already got the invitation. So when he got here, we just told him to leave. And he was like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. Yes.
Meanwhile, at the rave capital of Milford Sound, which is located in New Zealand,
I see.
They were recording the next episode of Friends.
My God.
Then Chandler suddenly had a heart attack and had to go to the hospital.
It's just the perfect
The hospital paid very heavy fees that Chandler could not afford. So
What
the other
happened?
one, Jennifer Aniston, that's the other one.
Is she still
He
alive?
decided to make Horrible Bosses 2, and it was such a failure, they made a third film.
Oh my God.
I went to watch all of them. I was actually quite impressed with the first one, so I don't know why I'm slacking these off. And later on, Jason Sudeikis, a less known actor but is in those films, he decided to write his own screenplay called Romeo, Romeo, Juliet.
My God. Yes. And on the set of Romeo, Romeo, Juliet, he decided to hire a choir boy because the atmosphere was very bleak and he felt that their singing abilities would liven it up. But there was one problem. Do you want to know what it is? It wasn't a choir boy. No.
Problem.
It was just...
One of the choir boys, he knew too many notes for him to handle. They wanted to sing in unison, but he wanted to take the stage. A simple liloquy... What's a liloquy? A simple liloquy turned into a high-pitched riff on his guitar, and he stormed the stadium. Everyone applauded. Not the choir, but the one boy who stood up. He defied odds, but his name was Kanye West.
But there's more! Kanye West is not alone, because in the audience, there was the one and the only Bob Geldof. Is that his name? I think it's his name. And then he decided that he wanted to make a Christmas album, but it was January, and it was highly inappropriate and probably wouldn't sell, because Christmas had already gone. But he decided to do it anyway. It was called Merry Merry Christmas, You Hot Bitches, because he had Kanye West, and that's what he sings about. Probably. I don't know, I don't listen to his music. So anyway, the song Merry Christmas, You Hot Bitches came out on DVD, and that doesn't make any sense because it's music, but it did anyway. There was no music in it. Shh!
It came out on Blu-ray. Blu-ray 3D.
It was in the cinema.
Blu-ray 3D. The only person that bought the album, dun dun dun, was Michael Bublé.
My God.
Michael Bublé loved that album. He slept with it in bed. One night he asked the album if the beds can be pushed together. The album said, "It's too soon, my brother just died." The album had no brothers, he lied. Their relationship was not stable. Michael Bublé's music career, it fell? I don't know, Michael Bublé's career isn't very good anyway. It fell, it plummeted through the stock market. He used to own McDonald's, but now he owns nothing.
He owns Burger King, which is a slightly less good franchise, which hardly people listen to anyway. So, he went from selling McDonald's burgers to Burger King burgers, which I must argue Burger King sometimes do quite good burgers. But overall, it's a less large franchise, which meant he was losing as much money. Yes. But then... Yes. But then, just when he thought...
Like a transit system, like a train in dimensional.
Yes, exactly. But just when he thought things couldn't get any weirder, he decided to buy stock in Waitrose. And the Milky Bar Company.
No, but it was trains, though, Jordan. The whole point, you made it irrelevant. Because you said sandwiches, but it's trains.
Okay. Trains.
Whoa.
Whatever's going on there, sure is interesting. Oh yes. Wait, no. Oh yes, Michael Bublé had bought trains. And Waitrose for some reason that we don't know. Because he owned Burger King instead of McDonald's. But then, one day, he was in a boardroom executive meeting with Kanye West. Which we don't know why, because they didn't really have any affiliation. But he was there anyway. And he brought along that woman that she's famous. I don't know what she's famous for. Because she has like no prior talents. But she was there. And then she made a music video and a game for iPhone. And I enjoyed. And that's the story of how President Kennedy got shot, even though the time difference is irrelevant. Or should be relevant, but it's not. Ooh.
The end.